Okay, it seems we're about done here. Let's see if anything good will kiss my death. Ooh, Inferno book. Let's go see. Oh man, it looks so good. 499,900 reputation. And here we go. 500,000 rep. Let's go. Oh man, it's been so long. That looks so good. It looks so much better than 400,000. No hate to 400,000. Obviously, I was happy when I got it, but there it is. 500,000 Barbarian Reputation. If you wanna see me at 1 million, better come back in 5 years when the Skyblock has probably already shut down. But we'll see. We'll see. So, yeah, I got 500,000 reputation. I was planning on maybe doing something with it, like a highly edited video talking about how I did it, the history, the steps, and so on and so forth, but don't mistake this for a war of leaderboards. You probably have seen the Potato War by Technoplace, fantastic series, and you might have even seen something like the Ice War, right? They're like pretty grandiose stories, well put together about the competition, the friendship, the betrayals, everything that goes into getting a #1 collection. But reputation was never a challenge. Here is the reputation leaderboard. As you can see, everyone is so far behind me, and there's so many gaps. Like you can see that Lilaiki is significantly higher than #3. You can see that I'm significantly higher than #2. Actually, I'm pretty sure the #1 mage reputation in that list is somewhere in the 200,000, which is ridiculously easy. If you grinded reputation from day 1, which is a time gated thing, you would probably have like 600, 700k. So it was never a competition, so there's nothing to talk about how I outsmarted my opponents. I just kind of played the game. Now I haven't actually been doing every day. I've been just chilling, and I want this to be kind of a video where I just talk a little bit, right? Like I don't think there is. I will obviously say how I got the #1 reputation, but it's a lot lamer than you might think. But overall, this hasn't been a competition. I haven't been here every day, logging on, doing every single bit of reputation I can. I've taken breaks. I've done stuff where I just, decide to quit for a week. But because my lead is so high and it's time gated, you can get, I think, a maximum of 400 plus 150. Depends on your NPCs like Palm Tire, but it seems to be for Barbarian you get 700 every day, with the potential, so depending on the day, of getting up to 870 rep every day. I mean, not every day, in a day. You can't do that every day. So it's time gated. That's why the video's name is "This is the easiest leaderboard," because I am #1 and I will never stop being #1 unless I die or I stop playing. But it's also the hardest leaderboard, because if you want to overtake me, you have to kill me. You will have to actually, I will have to die. I have to pass on. You will have to take away my motivation from the game, so it can be taken, because it is one of the few things that is time gated on a leaderboard. So yeah, there's no war, there's no competition, but there is one thing I want to talk about though, and that topic is friends. Wow, friendship is magic. No, but seriously, the reputation community and just doing reputation with different people has been awesome. I genuinely think that the reputation community is probably one of, if not the nicest communities in Skyblock. There's a few reasons for it. First of all, it's very small. There isn't many people who want to grind rep, right? But still, every time I do invite someone to grind reputation with me, whether it be just a random non that wants a Kudra carry, whether it be someone that's on the leaderboards, they've been nice people. Obviously, I want to give that back. I want to be nice. I want to help people. I want to get people through mini bosses or Kudra carries, because I get the reputation and they get the comp and they get, good vibes. But it's been super fun, and I've met a lot of great people, and I've been playing with friends, and I think that's the reason why I'm not bored. I'm 500,000 reputation, and I'm gonna do dailies tomorrow, the next day, and so on, because I just like playing with my friends. I just like playing with randoms as well, especially if they're nice. I mean, obviously, if they're not nice, I will never play with them again, but I won't really like dwell on it, right? And yeah, I guess that's the reason why I got this leaderboard. So if that's the answer to how I got the easiest leaderboard, it's because I enjoyed playing the game and I met friends. Sorry, there is no better answer. But I will be giving you some little tips here and there now. So for reputation, number 1, go to the Barbarian faction. Unless you want to do mage reputation, just go to the Barbarian faction. Because the mage has 2 different NPCs that do dailies. Okay? Which is this guy, gives you 25 reputation, I think, every 2 days, or potentially every day. I think it's every 2. And there's this guy that gives you like 5 every 3 days. So that is, on average, if it's every 2 days, it's gonna be, I think, around 13.5 reputation every day from the NPCs. How about the Barbarian reputation? Well, we have Pomtire. This guy gives you 50 reputation every day. Then we have Siri, who gives you 10 reputation. I could actually do that and go over. I'm just gonna keep this for this video at least. I'm gonna go over though. 10 every day. So that's 53.3 every day. And I think Zeus gives you every week or even longer for the rep. So I'm not 100% sure, but the average is like 55 to 60 reputation every day. So Barbarian gives more reputation. Simple. That's just how it works. Now, obviously, if you want to just get on the leaderboards, Mage number 1, sorry to call the number 1 out right now, but has around 200,000 reputation. So if you actually want a number 1 spot, I think the Mage reputation is gonna be an easy start, because, I mean, easy end. I mean, I guess you're not reaching like me, but yeah, if you actually want a number 1, Mage reputation is actually on the plate still. Maybe the number 1 mage will actually start fighting back once you get close though, so I don't know. I actually haven't talked to the number 1 mage, so yeah. Anyway, after that, you want to do all of your like daily quests. They recently fixed the, I think it was 102 blobfish quest, so that's no longer a problem. There's not really much tips and tricks for this, except rescue mission. Has a few things. First of all, look online for rescue mission guides. I will be making a guide on the forums, probably again, which I already have one, but for 500,000 reputation, to tell people about rescue missions, in like have links to videos and stuff. But there's one more very important thing that I found out today. Yes, today. I'm 500,000 reputation and I've been missing reputation because of this. Today, this was a rescue mission S. How did I do the rescue mission S and also this? Apparently, Lilaki told me, who is number 2 rep, that if you go to the mage faction, if you change to the mage faction, if you have a rescue mission S, it will turn into another S tier quest, because apparently mage does not have rescue mission S. But you can do the rescue mission S tier and just swap and get another S tier quest, and you can swap back to Barbarian and do it there, or you can do it here. For now, I do probably want to get 12,000 mage rep, so I think I'm just gonna be grabbing this here. But yeah, you can dupe the S tier quest if you have a rescue mission Ash. So that's why it's very important, no matter if you grab mage rep or Barbarian rep, to get 12,000 barb reps, so you get the max faction quests, and every day when you leave, you swap to Barbarian, because there's a chance you will get an additional 125 rep that day. Next up is minis. You want to do every mini boss. Blade Soul, you go punch them. Barbarian Duke, you either go under, just, you know, shooting them with, hitting them with Hyperion. You can also go up and just kind of punch this guy. He isn't super tanky, just make sure to not get hit by the jumps. I guess I'll do this one while I'm here. Then you want to do Ashfang. Now Ashfang is a pretty difficult one. I actually did do Ashfang with no armor and a 2-2 short bow in my 400k rep video, so if you want to go watch how to do that easily, go watch that. Basically, if you're good at the game, you go there, get every grey. While you're like being chased by the greys, you shoot the red ones, and you put the greys in the orb. And once they're finished, you go finish the reds, and if you can kill some of the blues with melee, you do that. Mage Outlaw is very easy, and Magma Boss again very easy. Just get as much bow damage as possible. And finally, for the day, you wanna do Kudra. You wanna do each tier of Kudra: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 rep. Get a party for this. Again, if you wanna get the leaderboards, there is you need to do basically all. I haven't been doing all every day. I do now do it because I have a party, but I recommend getting friends. So you can actually do tier 4, 3, 2 and 1 very easily with randoms, but 5 is gonna be with randoms a little annoying to start a party every day, so I just have a party that does each tier. And how did I get those friends? Oh well, by doing rep, because rep players are just awesome. That's right. But yeah, that is how I got it. But if you want to hear more story out of how I actually got the number 1, it all started when the Crimson Isles came out, and I was just doing my dailies. When I get 12k rep, I got 12k rep, and I kept going a little bit, and I checked the leaderboards, and I was number 1. Yeah, I know that's lame. I was number 1. I was just doing dailies without even thinking about anything, and I was number 1 without even doing the max dailies, because nobody cared to do over 12k, or they tried to swap straight into mage. Which obviously doesn't work, so I don't know why they did that. I guess for the minions to stay in the other faction. So I was number 1, and I noticed I'm number 1, so I started grinding harder, and I stayed number 1, and now I've been number 1 for a long time, and I cannot really be overtaken in Barb Rep, so that's kinda how it happened. Oh nice, someone got a damn goldfish, but yeah, overall that's it. I just happened to get number 1 and I kept going, and with the power of friendship I enjoyed the game and I kept it. That's it. I'll get to the last topic of this video, which is it's gonna be a little bit more personal and about my thoughts about Skyblock, so if you came for just the reputation and a little bit of yapping, I'll try to leave a guide once it's done for the forums in the description. So, see you. So I want to talk a little bit about the state of Skyblock and my hopes and dreams that have been crushed. I have been playing Hypixel Skyblock since basically the very first day. I think it was day 1, and a few months in I already started being hooked and I started caring about the game. I've cared about the game and I've talked about balancing the game, I've made idea posts, I've done my part in trying to make the game better. And I kept doing that for years without really getting too much attention, but it was fine. I was talking about disastrous balancing, like with the Dragon Armors being the first one in the end update to be a little unbalanced, but it was the first major content, so I was fine with it. But obviously if they kept that going, we saw Reaper Scython release being really unbalanced, we saw Dungeons F5 being extremely unbalanced, we saw especially Hyperion be unbalanced, and we still see that to this day, and we still see Terminator being unbalanced, and the game is a mess of balance. The Hypixel Skyblock community has kind of accepted that the game's balancing is dog shit. And it sucks, because for years I've been trying to talk about that, and I don't think too many people even care at this point, because it's kind of a given. Skyblock's balancing is ass. And we have seen good updates recently. We've seen good stuff like the Melody's Harp being reduced, we've seen the Foraging update, the attributes, not very good update, but it's not terrible. Okay, it's pretty terrible, but still we see good changes come out. And we even saw that one pet balancing thing at one point, but there's still major problems. Duralius actually made a video pretty recently about the game state and how the grinds are too long, and that's very true. The game relies on you grinding hundreds of hours to get items that you need to really play the game. So what I think is, while he thinks the main problem is obviously balancing. What? No. I think the main problem is balancing, and he thinks the main problem is the length of the grinds. And I think both are problems. I think that the length of grind should be reduced, but also earlier things in the game, like early tiers of Kudra, early tiers of dungeons, and Slayer should have better drops. They should have more powerful items, and it shouldn't be like, oh, you're super weak until you get this one item. It should be like you're steadily growing. And if you want to grind thousands of hours, you could get a little bit stronger, but you wouldn't really get much stronger than the player that has played like 1,000 hours if you play 10,000. Anyway, that's my thoughts. But balancing has been a thing I cared about for a long time, and at one point I got into Skyblock Nerds. Yeah, I was in Skyblock Nerds. And yeah, I was there actively. I was looking at the updates that were for nerds. I was looking at suggestions that people were giving. I was suggesting bug fixes. I was suggesting balancing. And at the end of the day, ability transfusions came out on the alpha. And I lost my mind. I think that might have been easily the worst idea I've ever seen in any video game, ever. And back then, obviously being a bit younger, being a bit angrier, I got really mad. And I lashed out and I got kicked from the nerds. And I still think that it was super fair, obviously. But I tried to apply back and I got the response of, nah, he didn't really do anything. Well, I was one of the more active members and I deeply cared about the game. And yeah, it's still a thought in my mind, because after that day, I think I stopped caring. I stopped caring about the game's balance. And reputation, I was still number 1. I was pretty early on back then. I think maybe 200, 300k. And I was very close to quitting the game, because I felt like everything that I wanted Skyblock to be, it wouldn't be, and no one cared. And I still kind of think that. I think people are starting to care now. I think it will take a long time for people to really care. But reputation and just playing with friends is what kind of kept me in this game. Because I noticed something pretty important. Skyblock is not that good, but it is still fun. And I think playing with friends is fun. And I shouldn't be taking a game that I ain't even developing so seriously. I think so. Right? Like, as much as I want the game to be good, if the devs don't want it to be good, if they don't want to do certain changes because it scares some people or gets some people mad, so be it. Right? I'll keep having fun, rep grinding, and yeah. I'll just play with my friends and have fun, because I do not think this game is gonna last too long with how it's currently going, but I still hope that the devs go in the right direction and we get what Skyblock could have been. Because I think there is enough that have been good, but Skyblock has been going in a direction that's really bad for years. Sorry for just yapping about the state of the game in a celebratory video about my reputation, but here it is, 500,000 rep, and I'll keep going. See you in the next one. Goodbye.